Our research people predict by 2012 there'll be 60 million international visitors coming to the United States, and 27 million of those 60 million will come from overseas, which is terrific. And we've got many travel partners that are helping make this happen, working with the U.S. government, with Congress. President Obama himself, and the President's been very involved in pushing initiatives for travel, and he has a mission to double exports. And exports come in two ways. It's when you sell your product to others outside the United States, and they send you checks, etc. Or an export is when people come here and travel and spend money on America. And he sees travel, international travel, as one of the greatest opportunities to double exports. So it's going to be a very big push to increase travel. Many successes we've had working together with them. First is the Visa Waiver Program. It was 27 countries in the Visa Waiver Program since 1983. In the last couple of years, we've added 8 new countries, with South Korea, Greece, and the Czech Republic being among the biggest that we've added. 2/3 of our international visitors come from Visa Waiver countries, and it's our goal to increase that to additional countries so we can have more Visa Waiver countries and work very closely to make that happen. Visa wait times. I stood before you 3 years ago and was very embarrassed to say that if you came from India or China, you'd have to wait 110 days for your visa interview. If you're coming from Brazil, you can wait 70 to 120 days for your visa interview. Well, with a great help with the State Department and adding many more people and really addressing this issue, visa wait times in India is now down to 14 days, and Brazil is now down to 2 to 6 days, which I think is a huge improvement. Is get visa waiver status for them and really be going to town. Next is model ports. We had 20 airports we designated as model ports, and really pushing forward to not only have great security, but to make the process welcoming and inviting. You can have great hospitality and good security, and that's a very big thing, and we've got ways to go. We've made a lot of gains. We've added 1,000 new Customs and Border Protection officers, and I hope when you came into Orlando, you noticed the powwow special line for the powwow visitors so you can get right through. We should be able to do that for every visitor and every group that's coming in, but my hat's off to Orlando to getting you right through the line and the queue as quickly as possible. And I think probably the biggest accomplishment, we've been talking about it for 16 years and got serious about it for the last 3 years, was the passage into law of the Travel Promotion Act. And here you have a picture of President Obama signing that. Thank you. It was passed by the U.S. Senate and Congress on a Thursday towards the end of February, and 7 days later, the President signed it into law, which is a record, and he said, we've got to get this thing going. And what it creates is a private-public partnership. We can really look at building people and having them come to America. To see all the sites and the diversity, if you look at some of these opportunities we have, when you go from sea to shining sea, there's so many opportunities to see the great pictures of America, whether it's ballooning and the great forest reserves we have. There are many bridges, the waterways, they're so much fun. Look at the great Washington Monument there, the cherry blossoms in Japan. The Golden Gate Bridge will be next year in 2011, San Francisco powwow. Statue of Liberty welcomes so many people to these shores and continues to do so from our friends in France. Look at the mountains in the Grand Canyon as you go out west and all the variety to have. From a little lighthouse in Maine that takes ships and guides them into safe harbor. And all the opportunity to see to the Niagara Falls, and we share with Canada, Niagara Falls, a great opportunity. To the coastlines, whether it be California, Florida, the Gulf Coast, up and down, the north and west, the mountains of Colorado and Utah, and all the states in Oregon and Washington. The streams where you go trout fishing, and all the lakes that you can enjoy, the outdoors we saw yesterday. So many destinations, and there's so many things to do, and an endless opportunity to visit America. There's many new things that are happening. Just some of the new things, and I'm just going to tell you a few that are going on. Las Vegas Open City Center. It's an extraordinary, the biggest construction project in the United States, open with phenomenal entertainment, with phenomenal restaurants and new hotels, and just enhancing the Las Vegas. Los Angeles opened LA Live, which is a great hotel, restaurant, entertainment complex with many great times. Spectacular new museums we saw in San Francisco, New York, Dallas, Chicago, Miami. Walt Disney parks and welcoming crowds all over California and SeaWorld parks. We saw last night with Universal and what they're doing, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And in Charlotte, the NASCAR Hall of Fame. It's going to be a great attraction for all you NASCAR fans. But so many things, an incredible opportunity, and I don't think I've even scratched the surface for what else is going on. And I think that's why it's a great opportunity to come here to powwow, to talk to one another and see the many different offerings that you can talk to your clients. And really, it's the place to learn about travel. A couple of housekeeping notes I'd like to share. After lunch, we'll have networking time, and then the appointments will begin at 2:10. And then we'll have an open night tonight to explore many parties in the restaurants of Orlando and Orange County. And it's now my pleasure to introduce our national chair, Steve Joyce. Steve Joyce is the president and CEO of Choice Hotels International, 26 years in the lodging organization, and he's a great proponent of travel facilitation and a very proactive travel policy. Please welcome